TV reviewer, I can reveal there are no plans for a new series.
Yeah, no, but wasn't there a previous series?
Oh, hang on, wait a minute. It says here there might be a new series. What's the problem?
That music can denote only one thing, and it is, of course, time for Porky Vision, the greatest TV review you've ever heard.
Indeed.
Obviously, Mr. Parry slightly impaired tonight by his lurgy, but he will bravely fight on and hopefully get through it all the way to the end. So, what have you got for us this morning?
Now, there's an amazing show on at the moment. 2 episodes of 4 have been shown so far. It's called The Secret.
Oh yes, I've seen sort of trailers for it.
Yeah, well, I've seen it. It's based on a book written by a guy called Derek Henderson. Derek Henderson was my great colleague in Northern Ireland for 20 years.
Oh yeah,
he was the head of the PA operation there, the Press Association. He used to work on the Belfast newsletter.
Oh, okay. Nobody
knows Northern Ireland like Derek Henderson. Believe me, he knows everything. And this is based on a true story.
Oh, okay.
Now, what happens is it's an amazing story, incredible story. It's in Coleraine, okay?
Yeah.
And it's a bunch of happy clappers, literally. They're all Baptists, and they're all members of a Baptist church.
Yeah.
And it opens up with old James, what's his name? You know, the great Northern Ireland actor.
Yes.
James, you know what I'm talking about.
I know exactly who you're talking about.
Yeah, you know. It's,
the guy that was in Shameless.
Yeah, and he's had the hair transplant. No, he wasn't in Shameless. He was in, what was he in? He does all those adverts and things, you know.
James Nesbitt.
James Nesbitt, that's the guy,
Sure,
Manchester United fan. I don't know, yeah. But anyway, he opens up with him playing the guitar and all that, and he's a leading light of the Happy Clapper group at the Baptist Church. And they literally do, you know, have great nights in the church hall singing, you know, we love Jesus and Jesus loves us and all this kind of stuff.
Okay.
They take their kids out on trips to fields where they all sit and have open air praying sessions
and all that.
Yeah. I mean, it's totally based on religion and goodness and the laws of the Ten Commandments and all that kind of stuff.
Well, on the trailers I've seen, there's a lot more sort of stuff going on than that, though.
Let me tell you, it's absolutely amazing. So what happens is, and this is where it's unbelievable because it's a true story, and Derek is the greatest journalist I've ever met.
Yes.
So he's got his facts completely right. They go on to a big swimming pool to take the children.
Right.
In the swimming pool, James Nesbitt only starts trying to teach the mother of one of the other children how to do the crawl, and his hands suddenly start moving towards the erogenous parts of her body.
The which?
You know, the erogenous zones. Erogenous zones, okay?
Yeah.
So
the erogenous zones are somewhere else.
Yeah. He suddenly says to her, you know, I'm having not innocent thoughts about you, Kathleen.
Yeah.
That's her name.
Kathleen.
Yeah, and she says, he may not be all that innocent after all, you know, James. I can't remember his name in the show, but, you know, I'll call him James, okay?
Yeah.
And you know, you see this...
she's married to somebody else.
She's married to a cop. She's married to a man who's portrayed as a boring member of the RUC, because this is all based in the 70s, okay? You know, a constable who's, you know, really not got a career. James, what's his name? Nesbitt is a dentist, you know, with a highly successful practice.
Okay.
Anyway, he then goes off on a jog a week later and jogs to her house, knowing that the RUC cop is on night shift.
And is he an unhappy marriage or something? Is that
you don't think he is, because he's got 4 kids at home, and it's all typical.
Just a mad Rogerizer.
Yeah, it's all typical Northern Ireland architecture. There's a lot of bungalows in Northern Ireland. I don't know why, but there are.
Like Scotland.
Yeah, that's right. Low level and all this kind of stuff.
And, that sort of grey colour.
Yeah, grey colour, beautiful polished wood and all that kind of stuff, you know. And so he jogs over, and she sees him. She opens the sliding window, he comes in, and whoa, hey!
That's it.
We're into Rogerisation here of an extraordinary sort.
Dangerous as well, isn't it, with the RUC guys hanging around?
Well, yeah, but he's off on the night shift, you know.
Well, but even so, if he ever found out, life is cheap.
But anyway, so they're lying in bed after the act has been committed, and, you know, she says...
Post-coitus.
Post-coitus. Oh, James, we are sinners.
Oh,
and he says, no, we're not. Did you enjoy that? Oh, yes, James. That was an act of beauty. That was a gift from God.
Sounds a bit like Brendan Rodgers.
Yeah, and she says...
As it were.
Oh, yes. Let's do it again. See, so they're back into it and all that kind of stuff, right?
So there's quite a lot of sex in this show.
Oh, this is amazing. Yeah. Anyway, believe it or not, one of the characters that we've seen very early on is the pastor of the church, who is a typical, you know, maniac Irish religious nutter, you know, who sees ungodliness in a cheese sandwich, you know what I mean?
Okay.
And
so he's quite hard line about it.
Oh, a very hard line. So this affair is going on, and then the pastor turns up at the dental practice, you know, and you know, James, I have come here to put to you, there is an improper... This guy's got an English accent.
Well, how does he know about it?
Well, nobody tells, but it's a very close community, believe me.
So is this the secret, as it were?
This is the secret, yeah. So, well, I think it is. I don't know.
They don't keep it secret very long.
No, they didn't know. So he says, and he's got an English accent, he's, it has come to my attention, improper relationship between you and Kathleen.
Yeah.
And James Nesbitt says, I can promise you, Pastor, that has never happened. You have my word.
So he's lying as well.
He was lying. Stuck it out his hand, and then he goes home and reads his Bible to find out which one of the commandments that he's and all that.
Right.
But Pastor's not happy. He goes and sees the wife of the cop, and she confesses.
Oh dear.
So then Nesbitt is called to that house, and then the cop is informed, and then James Nesbitt has to apologise to the cop. I suppose
they shoot him.
Yeah, I'm surprised. Yeah. Oh well, they're all forgiving. The cop, when James Nesbitt shakes hands and says,
cheek and all
that. I am a sinner.
Sorry, I Rogerised your wife.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I am a sinner. But the way they all think, all these happy clappers, is that poor guy's a sinner. I feel sorry for him. What was he sinning at?
Temptation.
He was leg overing my wife. This, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But we're happy clappers, so we're not so worried about it.
Right.
So anyway, so they say.
So this is just the first 2 episodes.
I haven't even got there yet, man.
Right.
I'm going to rush through this.
The first 1 episode.
This is only half. This is only half of the first episode.
Okay, right.
But I've seen 2 so far.
Yeah.
So anyway, what happens then is, it's all back to normal, and the pastor, gets in the middle again.
So they give up on their Rogerisation spree.
Exactly. The pastor gets in the middle with the Bible, clutching the Bible. God will forgive us all. The Lord will look after us.
Yeah.
The Lord will see us on the straight and narrow. The Lord will keep us on the path. Not according to James Nesbitt. He goes out jogging again. Guess where he ends up?
Well, back at the same woman's house.
Hey, open the window, love, and back at it. Back at it. We are sinners. He says, but it's...
Do you think the husband might have been paying a bit more attention?
It's God's will. Well, you thought he might have been, but I think he's got the idea now.
Right.
So then everybody sort of knows it's still going on. So then this is where it's just become amazing. These God-fearing people. Yeah. They're walking on the beach, and James Nesbitt then comes up with the theory that we've made the lives of our spouses so miserable. I think there's only one thing we can honestly do to help them. And she says, what is that, James? I think we should commit them to God's kingdom for their own good.
So he wants to kill them?
Yeah.
Blimey.
Yeah. So she says...
That's a right piece of work, this guy.
So instead of her saying, I'm horrified, she says, how would we do it?
Right.
And then it gets a bit ridiculous, actually, because you know how they do it?
Yeah, what?
What Nesbitt does then is...
I'm not sure you should give this bit away, though.
Oh, no, it's okay, don't worry, it's in the early series. What he does then is, he actually gasses his own wife in her own house by putting the pipe in the back of the car, leading it all the way through the house to the bedroom, right? Sticking it under her bed.
That's a long pipe.
It's a very long pipe, but she's become an alcoholic because she is so distraught at the marriage situation, right? So he waited till one night when she's absolutely bladdered on 2 bottles, and you suspect he's put a pill in her wine or something like, because he's a dentist.
Oh, yeah.
Right, so he knows all about it. And then...
He's not poisoner, though, is he?
Well, no, but this is horrible. And he brings a pipe into the room, sticks it under her duvet.
There are kids involved in this.
4 kids on his
where
side.
Are the kids?
Well, he's jammed up the doors of the bedrooms while he's killing his wife. Right, the kids' bedrooms, so they can't get out, right? So then he literally puts the pipe under the duvet.
Yeah.
So, even though she's drunk and drugged, she starts sort of waking up. Guess what? He gets the pillow, jumps on top of her, and kills her.
Dear me.
He then, gets in the same car, drives round to the cop's house, where she has drugged her husband's dinner, so he's comatose.
With some pills that he's given her.
Some pills he's given her.
And have they got kids as well?
They've got 2 kids.
Right.
Their rooms are jammed up.
Yeah.
He does the same to him, so he's killed him, puts him in the car. They then take the car to the garage of the father-in-law who's just died. They stick the car in the garage, they put the pipe into the engine, start it, and disappear. And guess what? The next day, cops come knocking on the door saying, you won't believe it, your wife's killed herself. You won't believe it, your husband, not Colin, has killed himself. Right?
Dear God.
So now, they've been cast out of the church, which is worse than,
Yeah, well, cast out of Coleraine as well, I would have thought.
Cast out of their church. Well, yeah, so far, because we're waiting for the outcome of the inquest, we don't know if the coroner's going to return a verdict of suicide.
Or misadventure.
Because he's littered the car. in which they died with pictures of the family. And also, in her early days of drinking, she did try to do herself in with pills and bottle and left a suicide note.
Oh, dear.
So he's put the suicide note in the back of the car.
Same one.
I mean, talk about squaring the circle. Yeah. So now they're carrying the shame of having, fornicated and driven both their partners to killing themselves.
I'm not sure this guy feels any shame.
Well, he feels no shame. The man's a monster, an absolute monster. But he says, God will keep her safe and keep his eye on us. And all the time they're going off and doing the happy clapping. Oh, Jesus is the King.
But not anymore, presumably they've been kicked out.
Jesus loves us, it for Jesus. Eh?
Well, presumably they've been kicked out of that now.
Well, we don't know, you see, until the next episode. But I mean, it's an amazing programme of godliness and
when's
evil.
The next episode on then? This week, presumably.
I think it's tonight. I think it's Thursday night.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, so, I'll give you an update if you like. But I mean, it's an amazing programme, quite amazing, because of the devoutness that you come, and the evilness within it, the devoutness. I mean, absolutely amazing.
Yeah.
I've always said that behind these happy clappers are some very strange weirdos,
Well, it is fictional, of course, isn't it?
No, it's not. It's a true story.
Oh, is it?
I keep trying to tell you. It's a very true story.
You don't think it's been adapted for television?
No, written by Derek Henderson. It's terrific stuff, believe me.
Okay. Well, that was
good,
Porky Vision.
That was good.
That was Porky Vision.
I say that was the best ever.
Well, it doesn't matter what you say. It matters what the people out there say, of course. That was Porky Vision. Tomorrow night, of course, is the Porky Quiz, which is on the 30th anniversary of Top Gun.
Yeah.
You'll never know how much I really love you. You'll never know how much I really care. Listen, do you want to know a secret? Do you promise not to tell? Whoa, whoa.